Well, that was pretty graphic. The Limehouse Golem is directed by Juan Carlos Medina and stars Bill Nye, and is the story of John Kildare, a detective who's been brought into the suburb of Limehouse in London to investigate a series of murders committed by someone very mysterious nobody knows about, just simply known as the Golem. If I'm honest, this is a movie I really didn't think about seeing. Now I know I go and see a lot of movies, I enjoy talking about movies, it's why I do this. But it's not one that really, jumped out at me. But I got persuaded, I went, and I'll be honest, I was actually extremely surprised. I enjoyed this one. This is a really solid performance from Bill Nye. Obviously he plays John Kildare. I really enjoy him as an actor. Obviously he was fantastic in things like Pirates of the Caribbean, and he's good in this one. I'm not surprised by that. You shouldn't be surprised that Bill Nye has had a good performance in a movie. You can really tell in this one about his frustration. He has been forced into this position by the previous person trying to solve this case, and you can really just sort of him just going, just why? I can't figure this out, and every day I can't, someone is dying, someone is being murdered. I really enjoy that sort of conflict within himself, that he doesn't want to, he wants to save people's lives as well on the same plate. It's really good and really solid, but as I say, we're not going to be surprised by that with a person like Bill Nye. But however good Bill Nye was in this movie, he was actually overshadowed by his two castmates in this movie, those being Douglas Booth and Olivia Cooke. Those two really, for me, were the most integral parts of this movie. Yes, they are a huge role for reasons that you will understand in the movie, but they really overshadowed him. They were fantastic. Olivia Cooke is an extremely young actress, only 23 years of age. Obviously, that isn't a huge thing now with people like Jennifer Lawrence, also an extremely young actress, an extremely talented one. Olivia Cooke is, I think, going to be up there one day. She plays this role with such maturity. She's a character who's been through so much in her life. She joins a circus acting theatre group when she gets a little bit older. That becomes a thing, no spoilers of course, but she's also abused by her mother. She's had a horrible upbringing based around poverty and just general abuse, and it's just a fantastic characterisation by an extremely young actress who I really hope later on in her career will become massive, because this really is a huge stepping stone for her, an extremely amazing performance. But my standout by far, by a country mile, by more descriptive words, is Douglas Booth. His character describes himself as a circus clown. He's a man who dresses up as a woman. He sings a lot of cabaret songs in just a dark, danky nightclub in London. And because of that, he obviously writes a lot of his own material, and he then ends up writing his own play about the Golem murders. That eventually becomes the narrative for the film. So when you first get onto the very first, it fades in at the start. It starts with Douglas Booth's character's play. He describes the ending of the movie at the beginning. This then becomes the entire movie as it sort of fades in and out of the play. I think that is a genius way of telling your narrative to your audience. It's not like you're not spoon feeding them, but you're feeding them the play as their script. It helps them get through, but it's also a great way to describe what's going on. I really liked it. I think it was really original. I really liked it, and I really loved the way he did it. I think it's a real testament to Booth as an actor that his character was, you could feel the responsibility of the actor himself, and you could feel the responsibility of his character. Not only is he heavily involved in the interrogation process, but he's also the narrative of the movie. It's brilliant, and I really didn't think I would come out of this movie thinking Douglas Booth was the biggest part of it, but I'm so glad I did. Oh god, now we gotta get on to the bad stuff. It's never something I enjoy doing, seriously. What I would say is I think the ending was a little cliche and a little bit predictable. I think that I figured out the ending maybe halfway through the movie. You know, X had happened and Y had done it. I don't think that with your clever narration style that they had through this movie, I really do think that I think it spoilt it. I think you could have done these things so much better and utilised the play element so much more if they just spent the time doing so. But it's such a shame that they managed to not ruin it, but sort of have to hastily end it in a way that I've seen 1,000 times before. Also, I think the movie goes on for maybe 10 minutes too long. Just that 10 minutes maybe being cut off at the end, because when I thought it had ended, it just still kept dragging on. It's like, no, bring it back. No, just bring me back to the good bit and let me end on the high. But they seem to just try and drag it out. That is a shame, because I really did enjoy it up to this just little dragging bit at the end, and kind of ruined it. God. All this being said, guys, I actually did enjoy the movie. Best thank the partner for that one, as she actually recommended it, and yeah, I was wrong, she was right. Guys, for all these reasons, I'm going to give the Limehouse Golem a 3 out of 5. I really did enjoy the movie. As I said before, I really do think that it will translate a lot better to the small screen. If you're going to enjoy it that way, then I think that is probably the best way to do it. There you have it, guys. That is my take on the Limehouse Golem. If you have seen it, I would love to know what you thought about it. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Please let me know. Make sure you stick around, guys, for my review of Wind River, coming very, very soon. Don't forget to follow me on all the social medias. You know the drill, and I'll see you all in the next video.